Who's here? Colonel Quayle? I'd like to qualify on the politics tonight. What do you mean? What do you mean, Colonel Quayle? Guys, forget it. Wait till we get some more people. Three people. Who we got? Colonel Quayle and who else? I am predicting a good show tonight, a good long show with a lot of fucking people watching. What's up, Colonel Quayle? How'd you like that pizza show? I already got some messages about some shit he was saying tonight that just sounds like gold. Fucking gold. So, tomorrow, I guess. Tomorrow morning. I hate the beginning of these fucking live streams, man. Just got to wait for people. There are 6 people here, though, and if they would hit the like button, that would be phenomenal. We were just watching that. They got that series Monster on Netflix. I think the first one was about that chick. The fuck's her name? The hooker that was killing dudes. I think she was a hooker. Anyway, this season is Ed Gein. Oh my god, the guy that inspired the movie Psycho, and I believe Texas Chainsaw Massacre too was semi based on him. Fucking great so far, man. There's a lot of shit in that series, though, that is fabricated. The only thing that pisses me off about this season. Like what exactly? Because I figured, but I just don't know enough about it. You know what I mean? Hmm. Okay. Whatever. I don't want to say, bro, because I don't know how far you've gotten in it, but I'll tell you when you're done with it. Oh, well, by then, you know me. I'll have looked it all up, but that's cool, though. Yeah, don't tell me. Did you see John Jr. Gotti said to Patrick Bet David they would go on and get their nails done? I never heard of that before. Yeah. Yeah. That's the mob guys. Yeah. They would get pedicures. Sometimes, or manicures, sometimes pedicures too. Yeah. And I know a lot of Italians do that, but not me. I don't. Nope, no manicure for me. A lot of black dudes do that too. I've known some. Let me see. Good evening, bro. What about Trump giving a pardon to the president of Guatemala? I believe unacceptable. The former president of Honduras, yeah, extremely unacceptable. Earlier, I kept saying 400 tons of cocaine the guy brought in. It was actually 500 tons of cocaine. So, When you're sleeping, are you stupid too? Yes, but not as stupid as you. Not as stupid as you. Still stupid though. Democrats stole money from autistic kids in Minnesota. Democrats stole FEMA money in Florida. Oh, yeah? It's the first time I'm hearing about it. Can you give me a source? I'll look it up. Yeah, Adam, I just started the show, fuckface. I'm 5 minutes and 41 seconds in, and I don't schedule these shows in advance. So it takes a while. But my last video I did earlier was 2 hours, and I got 16,600 views. So not bad. Yes, Honduras, crazy how people don't see that. They don't care. It don't matter. Now, if Biden did that, oh my fucking God, they'd have their pitchforks out, man. They'd be losing their shit. But Trump, it's like, and then they'll call him, somebody in the chat earlier called him the law and order president. Yeah. Adam, love watching you faggots cry. Well, I'm going to tell you, Adam, the word you're going for is not spelled anything like the way you tried to spell it. But then again, you're MAGA. What would I expect? You know, the way you pronounced it, it would sound like a guy who's saying forgets with a New York accent. Forgets. Yeah, forget about it. You know, but you're a little off. Dumb motherfucker. You can see the MAGA people as soon as they step in the chat because everything is spelled wrong. There's random capitals. It looks like a fucking mental patient wrote it. Haiti is Clinton Island. Just making that up, Tree Rogie. All right. I mean, that's what you guys do. I'm not surprised. When Trump speaks nonsense and stupidity comes out. Oh, my God. That's every time he speaks. The guy playing Ed Gein does a phenomenal job, though. Way better than he did in Sons of Anarchy. He showed his acting chops. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't think he was that big, though. And he looks like he's fucking 6'5" in this show. But I looked up the actor. He's 6 foot. But in the Sons of Anarchy, he seemed like a short guy. Anti-communist here, bitch. Anti-fascist here, bitch. Anti, you know. Yeah, Law and Order SVU. What are you talking about, Scott? We're talking about the movie or the TV series on Netflix called Monster, and it's the Ed Gein story. Dementia patient voters. Oh, Adam, you mean the people that vote for Donald Trump? I agree, 100%. Yeah, without a doubt. He's a dementia patient, and they're just stupid. No, it's forget about it. Yeah. Trump is not doing well. Bye-bye, Trump. He's not. He is not, man. Bye-bye, dementia patient. Okay, Adam. Bye. Yeah, well, listen, when you do an 8-ball of cocaine a day for decades, you tend to have a deviation. I do have nose problems, no question about it. Grand Tifa here. What's up, Tammy Stanzel? How you doing? I read a book about Ed Gein, pretty creepy. I've watched a couple of documentaries on him, but for some reason I thought he only killed a couple of people. If this movie's accurate, he killed a lot more than a couple. Stop. Grammar time. Even with auto spell, I'm sorry, even with autocorrect, some of these people can't spell simple words like you are. Yeah, I know. It's amazing. It's amazing. Later, commie forgets. All right, later, you illiterate fucktard. Bye. It's not even a hard word to spell. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. The best day will be when I see his, whoa. Aloha kitty. Whoa. The opinions of the people in the chat do not reflect the opinions of the host. Just to make that clear. He only killed 3 confirmed, I believe. That's what I thought. What about the but oh, the 9 vulvas. That was that could have been. Yeah. Gotcha. Thank you, Tammy. Yeah. I'm in a good mood tonight. I was just laying with my wife watching this TV show, and now I'm ready to do a good show and get a zillion views and hopefully make some money. Some of you guys maybe will send a super chat or two into the mix, you know? Chimpanzees are functionally defective. Yes. Hoeing killed woman that looked like his mother. Who? You mean Ed Gein? Yeah, Ed Gein was hyped up more in the movies. Yeah, I guess so. Because I remember the last documentary I listened to, because I told my wife before the show tonight, I'm like, I don't even think this guy was a serial killer. I think he killed like 2 people. But these movies were based on him because, of, making the skin suits like Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And there's things, that the movie Psycho was based on that he did. But he wasn't a serial killer as far as I know. Yes, Tammy Stanzel. That's him. Yep. That babysitter murder never happened. Oh, fuck, man. I didn't get there yet. Oh, fuck me. Got it out, Armand. I thought you said you weren't going to do that. He was sick after his mom passed and killed a few and got caught, I believe. Yeah. I don't remember the documentaries that well, but what he did with the corpses is what's... Yeah, well, yeah, if I remember correctly. But don't even tell me anything. I don't even want to know no more. Please tell us 3 things Trump can be impeached for. Just during this term so far? I'm pretty sure he could be impeached for violating the emoluments clause, with the money he's made. Considering this double tap that just took place, just blowing people the fuck up, and then when you see their survivors blowing them up again, that's one. Yeah, Pete Hegseth better stay on Donald Trump's good side, because he's going to prison if he doesn't get a pardon. So what I'm hoping is that him and fucking Trump go at it. It ends badly. He don't get a pardon and goes to prison. And what else? Help me on the chat, guys. I have to think. A third thing he could be impeached for during this term. I think he should be impeached for having MBS in the Oval Office, but I don't know if that would happen. He should still be impeached for January 6th. He should be impeached for the classified documents thing. He should be impeached for the election. When he tried to steal the election, he called up Raffensperger and asked him to find him 11,000 votes. I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff. It's not Trump that is perfect, but Democrats are fucking insane. It's not that Trump is perfect, but Democrats are fucking insane. Think about, Steve, what you just said. Now, here's the thing. I got to remind myself, he didn't lose money. He's only the fucking president for 2 reasons: to make money and to stay out of prison. He made $3.8 billion since January. 40% of his net worth was accumulated since he took office for the second time. So anyway, it's not that Trump is perfect. That's the one I wanted to respond to. So Donald Trump is a guy that, is a documented racist, a guy who cheated on every wife he ever had, a guy who, refused to take any part in raising his kids, a guy that went bankrupted 6 times. He went bankrupt 6 times, and a few of those times were casinos, for fuck's sake. His dad used to bail him out financially all the time. He only has money to this day because of his dad giving him basically today's equivalence of like $500 million. Stiffed all his contractors, union workers, was known for bailing on businesses and stiffing the employees. Found civilly liable for sexual assault, convicted of 34 felonies, impeached twice already. But yeah, the Democrats are insane. It's us, the ones that voted for a woman who is a lifelong crime fighter. We're crazy, not the guys that voted for the lifelong criminal. I understand. Can you tell me what's so crazy about them, Steve? I'd like to have the conversation with you. Also breaking Posse Comitatus Act. Very, very true. And guys, just tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about Democrats. Disobeying the Supreme Court. Oh, that's another thing. Oh, covering up the Epstein files. right there, covering up the Epstein files and lying through his teeth about them, saying that that we're going to have the Epstein files soon. And then all of a sudden, once he finds out he's in them, there are no Epstein files. Why do you guys keep bringing this up? That's what he said. And then there was files, but they were a Democrat hoax. And I'm not sure if there's still a Democrat hoax or if he's changed his mind since then. But the funny part about that theory is if it's a Democrat hoax, then this is what you got to have imagined happening. Probably somewhere before Trump ran for president the first time, the Democrats created this fake bunch of Epstein files that they planned on using if Donald Trump won, and they put all their own names in it, and they incriminated themselves. They implicated themselves in child SA because for some reason they thought that would be a good thing to do. So he became president. They said, no, not yet. We're not going to release him yet. Then he failed as president, tried to steal the election, might have been successful, but still they said, no, not yet. So he went another 4 years, started running. Well, before 4 years, he started running for president again. Couple of years, like what? Probably 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, something like that. Started running for probably 3 years ago. Started running for president again, and they said nope. We made up these fake files with all our own names in them, by the way, and we could destroy him and make sure he doesn't win the second election, but not yet. We're gonna let him be elected again, and now he's elected. And he's in office and he's destroying everything. And the Democrats are still like, no. We're just going to keep it under wraps. Yeah. Brain dead Democrats. Any Democrat could slaughter you in a debate, Tim Farrell, including the one you're looking at. Oh, look, it's the TDS channel. Of course, when Meathead was totally silent when the United States had no president for 4 years under the Biden administration. Ozzy, just to point out real quick how stupid you are. It took me like a split second to see it. So we had no president for 4 years, but we were under the Biden administration. All right. Yeah, everything you say makes a lot of sense. And they say we're stupid. MAGA hats can lamely claim those fishing boats were manned by enemy combatants. But the second strike on survivors can in no way be legally justified. Nope. Who's Jim Connor, Boogeyman Khan? You mean when he says it instead of Jimmy Carter? Is that what you're talking about? Number of Trump-created businesses. What is that? 515. Number of Trump-created businesses that failed, 11. That's a 98.64 success rate. What have you done with your useless life? That's completely untrue. He did not start 515 businesses, and the majority of businesses he started failed. That's a fact. Look at Trump Steaks and Trump Vodka and Trump Airlines and Trump Mortgage. The Trump board game. Look at all the stuff that's failed. It's amazing. You guys literally just pull numbers straight out of your asses. And what have I done with my useless life? Well, Ozzy, I'm sitting here talking and you're watching me. So apparently I did more than you did because I know I ain't watching you. I ain't watching you. I don't come to whatever trailer park you're holed up in and fucking try to peek in on your life. Or ask your political opinion, but you're watching me. Ain't that some shit? So obviously, whatever I accomplished, it's more than you have. Democrats are for same-sex marriage. Yeah, and Republicans are for crime, fraud, sexual assault. Which do you think is worse? Wow, read this. Well, for a recorded gentle bar's daughter emails about setting people up with underage girls, Kansas Owens, were well past Epstein. The Democrats are all in it. Guys, does anybody have a decoder ring? Could you help me figure that one out? Or maybe David could just rewrite it. Or David, you know what? Don't rewrite it. Have somebody else who is capable of reading and writing English. Have them rewrite it. He was never on the island or the Lolita Express. Cry harder. track those pesky flight logs that state that he was quite obviously on the flight logs 8 times, or I'm sorry, on the Lolita Express 8 times, then yeah. Now nobody ever said he was on the island. You guys say Bill was. We have as much proof was on the island as much as we do Trump. None, zero. But Donald Trump was on the Lolita Express, and not for the same reasons Bill Clinton was, believe me. So, and I don't even think you do, Ozzy. Let me see. Trump stars kids. Trump is clean as a whistle. Nikki Blade, cut it out. Yeah. A lot of people clean as a whistle, convicted 34 felonies, found civilly liable for sexual assault, and impeached twice. Trump would easily win for a 4th time. I know you believe that, but if you look at his approval ratings with independents and Democrats, just independents alone, he couldn't win again. And because, guys, let me tell you something. You guys are the worst of the worst. You guys are the MAGA, the brainwashed people who follow him blindly and refuse to acknowledge anything that doesn't look good for him or anything you don't like. But the bottom line here is unemployment is up. Inflation is up. Grocery prices are up. Utilities are up. Job numbers are horrendous. And farmers are going out of fucking business left and right. I believe it was 259 more bankruptcies, more farmers that filed bankruptcy this year than in 2024. Soybean farmers, now he's increasing beef imports from Argentina, so our cattle ranchers are fucked. Yeah. Plus, don't forget, he wants to bring in 600,000 Chinese immigrants to go to the colleges and universities here so they can take your jobs. And that's literally what they're here for. I could show you the clip where Donald Trump said, we need talented people. And the interviewer said, we have talent. He said, no, we don't. No, we don't. So that's your president, the guy who's supposed to care about your job. Curious, what was your reaction when you first heard Trump say he was running for president? Well, as a guy with a functioning mind, I thought, no way are there that many stupid people in this country that would vote for this guy. I overestimated the intelligence of Americans. Fucking cult members, and you make us sick. What you saying? Cult members make you sick, or I make you sick? I don't get it. Pathetic how you let politics control your life. Look at you, unhinged. It's sad. Feel sorry for you. Oh, yeah, I'm going ape shit. I'm unhinged. I was just laying down with my wife for 3 hours losing my shit over here. God almighty, call a doctor. Yeah, politics. Let me explain something to you, Tex McFifty. Now, your name is Tex, so you probably milk cows all day, or you work, who knows, in a fast food place. Who knows what it could be. Does that control your life? Because politics doesn't control my life. But I have a YouTube channel. In case you haven't found it yet, you're looking at it. You're on it right now. I don't know if you realize it. This is my channel where I speak politics. And I do YouTube for a living. So this is literally what you're looking at. This is my job. Okay, so like when you go to work, do people say, oh my God, Burger King controls your entire life? Or do you say, no, fuck face, this is my job. I got to be here to earn a paycheck. Yeah, that's what I thought. Sir, do you live in a blue state? No, I live in Pennsylvania. Trump just has bad luck. Anybody believe that? They do. MAGA does. America is just thankful that your corrupt queen lost. We dodged the communist bullet. Ozzy, again, it's just you saying it. There's nothing about her that, you could compare to a communist. When you say queen, I mean, there is a guy in office right now who's attempting to be a king, but Kamala Harris in no way, shape, or form would have been any type of authoritarian or dictator. So it's just you saying it. But she had better policies. She's 1,000 light years smarter than him. And, she's a crime fighter, again, her whole life. And he's a criminal his whole life. Yeah. Tell me again how you back the blue, even though you support pardoning 1,600 people who beat 140 police officers, some of which died. Yeah, tell us again how you backed the blue and or you're for law and order, and then remind us that you voted for the convicted felon. Uh, no, they aren't. They aren't. And it's funny because if you look it up, I mean, 54%, I believe it is, 54% of this country um, reads at a third grade level. It's no bullshit. And 23%, I believe it is functionally illiterate. So Trump and Epstein used to go and party in Atlantic City, sometimes traveled by Trump's airplane or helicopter. Witness employee said some girls were not old enough to be in the casino and had to cover. Yeah, I know about that. I know you didn't finish your comment, but yeah, it wasn't just on Trump's plane or helicopter though. That like there's in the flight logs, there's at least one trip that him and Epstein took together to Atlantic City on the Lolita Express. Tia Fireball. I'm putting my faith in you. Please don't make me regret it. What the fuck? Okay, I thought I could give you a wrench, and it's not letting me. So I'll give you one as soon as I can. I don't know why it's not letting me. What the fuck is going on here? YouTube is so fucked up, man, for so many reasons. I can't figure this out for the life of me. Anyway, please hit the like button and subscribe, everybody. Yeah, she said that, but you take it out of context. He said to build ships. What are you talking about? Guys, I get behind in the chat. I read a ton of comments. I just put in the comment what he said. And what are you talking about? He said what? Trump's only aim in life now is hit the water in the toilet bowl. He will tell his cult he's the best at it. Oh, yeah. No doubt. Text yellow gold. Yeah, I know. He's a billionaire, so he has to be a genius. Trump Sims. Yeah, let me tell you something. Pretty much anybody who got $500 million handed to them between the 70s and the late 90s, they would be a billionaire too. Matter of fact, they've done studies and shit. They figured it all out. And if Donald them in certain interest-bearing accounts and never did a thing, never invested it, never started a business, he would be way, way, way wealthier than he is right now. Well, at least that was before he took office and became the rich asshole he always used to pretend to be. Kamala Harris joked about smoking weed on the Breakfast Club, and she convicted. What? Mr. Warhammer, what? Are you telling me that Kamala Harris, a person, smoked weed before? And now you're going to say because she convicted people for selling weed, she's a hypocrite. Yeah, you might want to think that one over. You know, smoking a little weed is different than selling tons of it, you know? So don't be ridiculous. Clearly a felon would support law and order. Oh, wait. Yeah. I made him have a tantrum. You proved my point. That you made who do that? You can't possibly be retarded. Well, you are. So, I mean, it is possible. Those are sad statistics. Yes. Sweden is dying. All right. Thoughts on John Fetterman before he was elected? The right hated him. Then they were like, oh, why do I not like him again? Yeah, it's very simple with them. He was a full-blown R word to them, you know, a reet. Okay. When he was saying shit they didn't like. Once he became pro-Israel and basically pro-Trump, now his word is gold. You know what I mean? But before, when he was saying shit they didn't like, nothing he said matters because he was sick and he had a stroke and he was you know, they're full of shit. They don't stand for anything. You've known, guys, I mean, I'm going to have to start just skipping the comments because Ozzy Crosby, what would make you think that I have any idea what you're talking about in that comment? We've known that since 2015. You've known what since 2015? No, he wasn't. Again, no idea what you're talking about. Spare us your fake outrage. Oh, there's no fake outrage. But again, I have no idea what you're talking about. Trump is a wannabe dictator. So what's the difference between him and yours so labeled communist? Go look it up, bozo. Trump is a wannabe dictator. So what's the difference between him and your so labeled communist? What? Who did I call a communist? You called Kamala a communist. Is that what you're saying? Are you asking? Let's make this easier, Deb K, because you guys have a very difficult time communicating with people who have fucking brains. So is what you're asking me, what are the differences between Trump and Kamala? Let's start with that. I'll look for your comment and you could tell me. And please, Deb K, don't just say yes, because by then I'll have forgotten what you said. So yes, tell me the difference between Trump and Kamala, and then I'll do so. Oh, Christ almighty. The party of family values elected a pedo. Yeah, no shit. And a rapist. It's amazing how Bill Clinton, it's amazing Bill Clinton has gotten away with as much as he has and not one peep out of the Dem. Well, let's talk about what he's gotten away with. I'll argue it with you. I'll look for your comments. Of course, by then I'll have forgotten. So do me a favor and don't just say, he did this. No, because I won't know who he is. So say, Bill Clinton did this. And let's see, Paul Jimenez, what you have. Okay, I'm curious. What did Bill Clinton get away with? I'll wait. It said he started with 1 million that his father had loaned him, not $500 million. Yeah, that's not true. That's what Donald Trump says. Of course, if you look into records between him and his father and stuff, what you'll find out is that in the early 70s, Trump's father started transferring his money to Trump until about 1997 when he died, by which time, in today's money, it was honestly more like 400 and something billion that he gave him. You could look it up. The $1 million loan story is complete and total bullshit from top to bottom. Not true at all. I don't think Carter did. I don't know if Kennedy did, but I don't think Carter did. Weed is bad for the youth and some adults as well. Yeah. So unhinged. Tex, are you watching a different show? You're talking about the guy who's laughing and smiling and joking and tearing people up. I'm on. This is what I mean about you guys. I mean, you guys see shit that isn't there, and the shit that is there, you don't see. You know what I mean? Would anybody in this chat who's being honest describe me as unhinged right now? Like I'm losing my shit. Like I'm just going berserk. Well, all the MAGA people will say yes, but they're as stupid as Tex Mc5150 here. Good name, 5150, by the way. You probably do belong in a psych ward. Yeah, sure. But I ask you every time to tell me what I've lied about, and you can't. Kamala Harris protects the law. Well, she's, a prosecutor, lifelong. Trump, America first, Democrats, corruption first, and America last. It's funny, though, because Kamala wanted to do stuff like give $25,000 to people to buy a new home, $50,000 to people to start a new business, give women their reproductive rights back, continue negotiating with drug companies to lower prescription drug prices, all that kind of stuff. But Donald Trump just gave $40 billion to Argentina during a government shutdown when we couldn't even provide people with food stamps. And even though a judge ordered Donald Trump to release the contingency funds to fund the food stamps, he said no. So tell me again how Trump is America first, and tell me how. He fucking deports Mexicans, don't you know? Oh, I didn't know that was America first. Gotcha. I got to get down here. Guys, hit the like and subscribe. It's very, very, very important. I'm going to sit here and watch my subs. Now, guys, if you don't like me, the MAGA people, I don't expect you to do it. But the people that agree with out for me. I need 19 more subs on this live stream. Actually, this just to be safe, let's call it 22. So please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Trump, America First, read Project 2025 on farmers, then tell me that's putting America first. Yeah. She couldn't answer where the money was coming from. Yeah. Who are you talking about? Oh, my God. Let me see. Kamala jailed black fathers for weed. It's so funny because you guys are the most racist people in the world. You literally despise black people just because they're black, but yet you act like you care when you could use it against the Democrat. Look what they did to black people. Meanwhile, if you could, you'd hang them. Okay. When you say Kamala jailed black fathers for weed, was weed illegal at the time, and were they breaking the law? Because let me tell you something. Somebody locked up my daughter's father for weed too. You believe it? Me. Yeah, I'm the guy. I got locked up for weed in the year 2000. And guess what? When I was selling weed, I was fully aware that it was illegal and that one day I was going to jail. That's why I didn't cry about it like a little bitch after it happened. I accepted responsibility. But you guys are so concerned all of a sudden about black fathers, the same people you believe don't exist. You don't even think black people have fathers. Okay, I know you. I've heard MAGA people speak many times. You're concerned about the people that got locked up for weed. All right, good shit. All illegals out. Well, there you go. That's your stance. You're a one-issue voter. Hey, I'm not exactly a Kamala Harris fan, but everything you said is true, and she's not a chomo, so that's always a plus. Yeah, exactly. If you just consider that, she's a better candidate nominee. Yeah, it wasn't a gift; it was a loan. Yeah. We'll see when it gets paid back. You can tell me all about it. Challenge for you. Tell us what Democrats stand for without mentioning Trump. You know what's funny is that you guys can't talk about Trump without mentioning Biden. So you think it's the same for me. So Democrats now basically all civil rights in, the last several decades are because of Democrats. That's what they fight for. They fight for everybody to be included in things, everybody to have the same rights as everyone else, equal rights, literally. So they stand for that. They stand for example, closing the pay gap so that women get paid as much as men if they're doing the same job, if they're equally as skilled and doing the same job. They stand for women's reproductive rights, which is great because since Trump basically took them away, well, the Supreme Court, but Trump, women are dying on the operating table because of complicated pregnancies. They're extremely sick and at risk of dying, and surgeons are terrified to operate on them because they could go to jail for it. So they're for that. Again, some of the policies they've passed throughout history: work week, overtime after 40 hours, Social Security, unemployment, SNAP benefits, of course, Medicare, Medicaid, all that stuff. Did I mention Social Security? Yeah, all that stuff. Now, like in the last 4 years, we've had the American Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act, the CHIPS and Science Act, the PACT Act, the Bipartisan Infrastructure Bill. He attempted the Bipartisan Border Bill, but Trump crushed that. What else? The Butch-Lewis Act is another good one. So, and what do you want? Should I keep going on or what? Everything that working people should care about, the Dems and only the Dems stand for that. Yeah. Guys, please hit the like and subscribe. It's very, very important. Your bald head is reflect. Oh, I know. You guys are, it honestly shocks me how creative you are, because I always thought you were stupid. And then all of a sudden I start seeing 900 comments about my bald head. And I say to myself, wow, I mean, these people are so smart. They actually notice that I'm bald, and they make a big deal out of it because obviously I'm the only bald person. They've never seen anybody bald before. They're shocked. It's like a child when you first bring them to a zoo and they see an elephant in person. So you're like, I know what I'll do because I have no creativity, imagination, or sense of humor. I'll point out that the guy is bald, like as if he doesn't know that already. Great job. Great job. Oh, of course. They have no choice. They can't defend him. So except the 2A. What do you mean? They don't stand for the Second Amendment? Well, Kamala Harris made it very clear during her campaign, the owner, and had no plans on trying to implement any type of gun control. Plus, I know you guys are lied to by Fox News and all that, but there are no Democrats that ever actually had intentions on taking everybody's guns. Matter of fact, the biggest thing they were asking for is to stop the production of one type of gun. But if you already owned that type of gun, it was yours to keep. So, yeah. Obama was a dictator. He made you pay a fine if you did not get health care. That is the definition of dictatorship. No, it's not. The definition of dictatorship is a guy that refuses to follow court orders, basically says fuck you to federal judges. A guy that that uses the presidency as his own personal, grift, basically to enrich himself as much as possible before he leaves office or dies. A guy who worships and admires dictators because he just wants to have full and complete power and control over the American people. Somebody like that. Somebody like that. Jane Krieg, I'll let you know now, that guy you're talking to is perhaps the dumbest motherfucker that's ever stepped into this chat. Muslim apologists. Why would anybody have to apologize for Muslims? What did they do wrong? Your bald head is, you're bald, it's turning dem on. Yeah, I like the pun. If you meant to do that. You won't read any of my comments because you're too scared to answer them. Or it could be Quantum Twist that I couldn't give a fuck if you live or die, and I got a fuck ton of people leaving a fuck ton of comments, and therefore I can't possibly read them all. Let's read some of your brilliant comments. No, the Dems do not stand for the working people. They want the middle class to be destroyed, you lying sack of shit. No, that would be the Republicans. Again, you got it ass backwards, for example, Kamala Harris wanted to raise taxes on anyone making $400,000 a year or more, and only those people. He wanted to cut taxes for people making less than that, which would, of course, benefit the middle class. Joe Biden did things that benefit the middle class way more than Trump ever has. I mean, he fixed Trump's economy, created 16.6 million fucking jobs. That's 4 times the last 4 Republican presidents combined. You know what I mean? He was creating 180,000 jobs a month on average after the revisions. And now Donald Trump, on the other hand, I believe it's something like in the big, beautiful bill, if you make over $4 million a year, you get a tax cut. Pretty much anybody below that gets a tax increase. So you guys, Quantum Twist, you ever hear when people say about Republicans, they vote against their own best interest? That is literally exactly, if you are a working person and you vote for Republican, you are a fucking moron, okay? They do nothing for you. Again, look who's responsible for things like the 40-hour work week and unemployment compensation. Democrats, okay? Democrats. So they don't want the middle class to be destroyed. The richest people in this country want everyone else to be destroyed. That's why Republicans regularly raise taxes on the middle class and poor working people and decrease taxes for like, I'll give you an example. If you're a regular employee, I'm going to assume your tax rate is somewhere around 30%, right? Jeff Bezos, who is man in the world, or he's somewhere up there, his tax rate is 1.1%. 1.1%. So that's how much they care about the working class. Text Mick5150. I'm coming to the conclusion you must be a bot. I want to debate you. Do you? 410-941-9850. Let me see. Looks like you're scared of facts. You're just pulling dumb shit out of your ass without doing any research first. Quantum Twist, do you want me to do research on this show? I've literally researched over the past, I'd say 15 years nonstop. That's kind of how I know this stuff off the top of my head. And I implore you guys, while I'm saying this stuff, I think you should fact check me in real time and tell me if I'm wrong. I think you should. Don't take my word for anything. Listen to what I say, and if you doubt it, which of course you do because you're brainwashed into doubting it, Google it. Or research it any way you want. I don't care what search engine you want to use or whatever. Go ahead. And of course, no, it's not the answer from Google you look at. It's all the different sources that report on that issue. Let me see. This dude is just saying this shit so you get people to stay on. You stole that from me, right? Because I talk about how you guys just say shit. Deadpool, 410-941-9850. You being forced to do something that you don't want. Yes, that is called a dictator, you dumb fuck. Look it up in the dictionary. You being forced to do something you don't want. That is not. So if a president forces you to do something you don't want, which, by the way, who has forced you to do anything? Can you explain to me again? What were you forced to do? What were you forced to do? I'll wait, Quantum Twist. Go ahead. I'll wait while Deadpool is not calling the show because he's terrified. Go ahead. Fantastic. You know everything off the top of your head. Explain to me why American taxpayers are funding anything to do with any other countries that doesn't hold our values. Do you mean that don't hold our values? You mean like Argentina or Israel? Which do you mean? How about Ukraine? Do you mean Ukraine? Probably, right? Because Trump doesn't want to fund Ukraine. What are you talking about specifically? What do we fund other countries to do? I'll wait. Steve Bannon has like 18 hours of interviews with Epstein, and it has damning things. Where's the FBI raid for those videos? Oh, it ain't happening under Trump. Yeah. I already read it to you. If you can't hear, then you're not going to be able to have a conversation with me anyway. So you listen. You guys do this. You say I want to debate. I want to debate because you want the chat to be like, oh, this guy must be able to crush this dude. He wants to debate. And then I give you the phone number 410-941-9850 and crickets. Nobody calls. Yes, he does. You're not a good example. Of what? Of what exactly? You do realize that the news in the past 15 years has lied to its people. You should do a reality check on what you feel like you know, because you would be surprised at what the truth really is. Again, you just say shit. I've researched over years and years and years. And when you say the news has lied to the people over the past 15 years, do you mean like when Fox News said that the election was stolen and then had to pay a $787 million settlement and fire Tucker Carlson? Or do you mean the time when Fox News said that there was a war at the border and they showed a video of this border and this border fence and there was people throwing Molotov cocktails and trying to kill each other? And then that was found out that was actually a video of some border in South America. Do you mean like that? Do you mean when they showed a bus with these plain black seats that kind of looked like, if you looked at them quick, it could look like a bunch of people in Muslim garb, and they told you this bus full of Muslims is coming for you, and sure enough, bus with empty seats? What are you referring to exactly? You scare women away? Okay, Josh, sure. Yeah. I'll just say yes. You're right. Mm-hmm. That's funny. How much money did the Biden administration give to the Ukraine? Well, first of all, about 20% of what they gave the Ukraine was actual money. Okay. We were giving used military equipment that we weren't going to use anymore and that they could use. And then that stimulated the economy because all that old equipment had to be rebuilt. You know, they had to make new equipment. So that created jobs and stimulated the economy. So, but still, you don't want to talk about Argentina or Israel, right? Yeah, I didn't think so. CNN does same shit, dude. Well, give me specific examples, fucko. Give me specific examples. Google why Trump is such a liar. What kind of answer do you expect me to get? Why Trump is such a liar? Why is it, Kevin Howe? Yeah, sure you will, Trent. Sure you will. I've already given out the number 3 times. You're full of it. Okay. We mean when CNN said they were in a flood and the guy walked by, LOL. Yeah, that's definitely as harmful as you know, lying to the entire country and trying to convince them that their vote didn't count in an election. That's a big fucking deal. You know what? You're right, Sewer Slits. Fuck that. What did I say about Fox News? No, it's CNN all the way. Those guys are the worst. How much money did CNN have to pay out for that? Love how the election was stolen, but they were okay with breaking the law for a 3rd term, but on the grounds of law and order. I know. Which blue state do you live in? I live in Pennsylvania. Why don't you Google that and see if it's a blue state? CNN does same shit. You're saying it again, and I'm asking you for specific things, but you don't seem to want to tell me. How the fuck you know that's what they tell you? You have no clue. Derek Ping, I know you're not going to believe this because you guys just like look at social media memes and like stuff you see on Facebook and you believe it, and you listen to your retarded friends at work and stuff who tell you shit, but because they're like-minded, you believe them. Believe it or not, people like me research and research and research. I'll give you an example. I've been doing this for probably, like I said, 15 years. Now, I stopped listening to CNN and MSNBC probably in 2012, 2013. Since then, I listened to about 3 or 4 independent journalists that are not sponsored by corporations, that don't run any ads, none of that horseshit, no corporate money in their shit. Okay. And then I fact check them. Like if I hear somebody say something, make a claim about Trump, I'll go look it up. And then you could check a million different sources, because when you Google anything, you'll get a million different sources. And then you can come to the conclusion based on evidence and reporting and shit like that. So it's not, I don't rely on what anybody tells me, Derek. That's you guys. If Donald Trump tells you today that the sky is purple, you would believe him without even going outside to check. You would believe, you'd be like, motherfucker, you hear that, baby? The fucking sky's purple. You know, if he told you that your name isn't your actual name, if he said, hey, Derek, your name is Fred, Derek would be like, my parents lied to me and so did my birth certificate. Trump said my name is Fred, and he has to be telling the truth. Donald Trump, by the way, the guy who is the worst pathological liar in the history of the world, lied 30,000 times in his first term. Yeah, he's the guy to believe. WhatsApp? Yeah, I got WhatsApp. What about it? Fox Views and these people don't look at the truth. They didn't vote for their local representatives. They just voted for an imbecile that said he was going to make our lives better. And get this, he lied. Imagine that. Not just that. I mean, what's shocking to me is that they'll talk about Democrats lying, but they can't name any lies. They'll talk about CNN and MSNBC lying, but they can't really name anything. But they won't talk about the man who stands on stage and tells you over and over and over again over a period of months that he's going to lower your prescription drug costs by 1,500%, even though that's mathematically impossible. You can't decrease the price on something more than 100%. Otherwise, the company is paying you to take their drugs. Please hit the like and subscribe, guys. Okay? You know, the guy that said that his uncle taught the Unabomber at MIT, and that they used to discuss what kind of a student the Unabomber was, even though the Unabomber never went to MIT. And Donald Trump and his uncle couldn't have had those conversations because Ted Kaczynski wasn't identified as the Unabomber until 12 years after Trump's uncle died. What else? What has he told you? Let me think. By the way, what do you guys think about the fact that he's not taking responsibility for giving an asylum to the guy that shot those National Guards people? What else has he done insane lately? It's just out of... Well, this is more of a dementia thing, but he woke up or he was already up on October 12th at 12:58 a.m. and he posted on Truth Social that Biden, I think you can consider this a lie too. Either that or he's nuts, you know? Biden placed 274 FBI agents in the crowd on January 6th, 2021. Now, guys, listen, liberals and shit, don't say it. Don't let them answer. What's wrong with that statement, MAGA people? What's wrong with that statement I just told you about? Oh, yeah, I want to see also what you guys think about Donald Trump pardoning the former president of Honduras who brought in 500 tons of cocaine onto the streets of America. If that was true, then why did Trump pardon all the people on January 6th? See, you're smart. You were supposed to let them answer. Because they would say, because he fucking did, stupid. No, Donald Trump was the president on January 6, 2021. Of course, according to his Truth Social post from October 12th at 12:58 a.m., Biden was the president on January 6, 2021. I guess that's not a sign of dementia either, or just a sign that he's an unbelievable, irrational, pathological liar. You dipstick, that guy came in under Biden. Yeah, I didn't say he came in under Trump, fuckface. In April, he was given asylum under the Trump administration. Look it up, and you'll see it's an absolute fact. You dipstick. Fucking gay thing to say. You never had pussy, did you? Nobody cares about any of this shit. Okay, then don't watch, Edward. Trump's all talk. He has pardoned some bad hombres. He certainly has. It was after the riot was over, they came to help process the scene. And again, it was Trump's FBI. Yeah. The funny part is those guys don't read the article. So they listen to Benny Johnson say Biden, or well, it doesn't even make sense. He didn't say it. He says the FBI brought in 274 undercover agents basically to help start the riot, to encourage people. Meanwhile, it would make no sense because, again, that was Trump's FBI. So that would be, Trump doing that, essentially. Okay. Not only does that not make sense, but in the article that Benny Johnson and other people cite when they tell that story, it says clearly, can't call me from a private number, whoever's trying to. It says clearly that I lost my train of thought. Oh, that the 274 number, that includes FBI agents that showed up after the riot started because they were called to the scene. At least he can walk and talk. Who, Trump? Let's watch some things. Here's Trump being asked the same question 2 times in a row and completely hearing something different and then rambling for a minute and a half about nonsense that has nothing to do with the question that was asked.
Okay, please, in the back.
Dana Marie McNichol, Fox News Channel. Mr. President, is there an expected time frame that detainees will spend here, days, weeks, months? And does that have anything to do with the immigration judges you just spoke about being trained and staffed here?
When you say, what was the first part of your question?
Is there a specific time frame you expect the detainees to spend here? Days, weeks, months?
In Florida?
Yes, here at Alligator Alcatraz.
I'm going to spend a lot. Look, this is my home state. I love it. I love your government. I love all the people around. These are all friends of mine. They know them very well. I mean, I'm not surprised that they do so well. They're great people. Ron has been a friend of mine for a long time. I feel very comfortable in the state. I'll spend a lot of time here. I want to, for 4 years, I've got to be in Washington, and I'm okay with it because I love the White House. I even fix up the little Oval Office. I make it, it's like a diamond. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It wasn't maintained properly, I will tell you that. But even when it wasn't, it was still the Oval Office, so it meant a lot. But I'll spend as much time as I can here. You know, my vacation is generally here because it's convenient. I live in Palm Beach. It's my home. And I have a very nice little place, nice little cottage to stay at, right? But we have a lot of fun, and I'm a big contributor to Florida, pay a lot of tax. And a lot of people move from New York, and I don't know what New York is going to do. A lot of people moved to Florida from New York, and it was for a lot of reasons, but one of them was taxes. The taxes are so high in New York, they're leaving. I don't know what New York's going to do about that, because some of the biggest wealthiest people and some of the people that pay the most taxes of any people anywhere in the world, for that matter. They're moving to Florida and other places. So we're going to have to help some of these states out, I think. But thank you very much. I'll be here as much as I can.
Yeah. Guys, hit the like and subscribe, please. I love it how you can always show videos of Trump, but can't pull up the poll map from the 2024 election results by county. So when you say from the election results, you mean specifically not a poll map, as you call it. You mean the electoral map from the 2024 election. Just while I decide if I'm going to do that or not, can you please tell me for what purpose? I'm curious. Trump would have gotten head from Monica. He would have been impeached double time. Democrats didn't say much to Bill about it. Oh no, they only impeached him. Yeah. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh God. God, he's stupid. Real people know that when he points the finger, he's basically pointing at himself. Oh, that's a brilliant one, Kevin. That's deep, man. Unless you're talking about Trump. In that case, I apologize. What did I call this guy and he didn't answer his phone? So he was dodging. No, Deadpool, you didn't. You didn't. I'll check right now. I thought that was a private number. Oh, 11:37 p.m. Okay, call again. Call again. I'll answer right now. Make sure the ringer thing is on. Yeah, it's on. Or you want me to call you? Yeah, I'll call you.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
Oh, try calling me again. What imbecile definitely has dementia. Oh, yeah. And what the fuck you showing? He asked to repeat question, 80 years old, probably a bit deaf. Oh, Derek, I see. So if that was Biden, you would have said the same thing. He's 80 years old. He's probably deaf. So he asked her to repeat the question twice. It's so funny that there's no signs of deafness anywhere else. Derek, this is why you're brainwashed. You can't even be man enough and take the rose-colored glasses off long enough to say, well, I can't defend that. That was crazy what he just did. You can't do it. With Biden, when Biden did crazy shit, I would talk about it. No problem. But that, you can't do it, huh? You can't do it. Liberal democracy contains inevitable fascism. Even if Trump were ousted through the means of liberal democracy, we will inevitably see Democrat backsliding again. How would we do that? How would we see that? What do you mean?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
You're calling from a private number, so it goes straight to voicemail because I don't accept private numbers. Cops call from private numbers and shit like that. You know what I mean? The growth of fascism in Europe in recent years is further evidence of this. You mean the taxes you just took? No clue what you're talking about. He doesn't answer block numbers, Deadpool. Thank you, Mike. We had the conversation a few days ago. You refused to pull it up, claiming that you didn't know what we were talking about. No, I didn't say that. I'm asking you for what reason, because I already know. And so do you, I would think. What is it you're trying to accomplish? And then maybe I'll pull it up. I just don't understand. I mean, we've already explained that there's a fuck ton more people on those states on the outside, the coastal states, than there are in all those states in the middle. So I don't understand what you're trying to prove. Plus, we talked about how Oklahoma, which is 28th or 48th in education, every county in the state voted for Trump. Every county, 48th in education. Number 1 in education, Massachusetts. Every single county voted for Kamala. Isn't that some shit? Biden was half retired when he was elected. And Trump too. Biden produced the best economy in 50 years. I don't care if he was in a wheelchair, for real. But they don't know that, though. Fox News never told them that. What's that cigarette behind your ear? There isn't one. You think you fell out of a coconut? I think she said you think I fell out of a coconut tree, didn't she? Dial 67 before the phone number to unblock. Star 67. No, star 67 will block it. It won't unblock it. It'll block it. The pagans are going. Listen, Mike, if he wanted to call, he'd just call from his number. People call from their numbers all the time. You know, he doesn't want. He knows he don't want to debate me. Still calling you, dude. Why don't you answer the damn phone to your Google answering service? Call me from your number. And I swear to you on everything holy, I'll answer it. You see, every time you hear that notification sound, guys, what that is his calls going straight to voicemail because I don't take private calls. They're blocked on my phone. Now, listen.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
I don't even know if the guy said his name.
To send a voicemail, press 2.
Yeah, I don't even know. But you can call from your phone number. Who can't listen or who can listen to this one-sided motherfucker? Both sides are in it together. Common interest binds the lizards. And here we go, the lizard people. Here you are, Democrats are perfect. No, I never said that. Nobody knows what real fascism is anymore. It's just a label given to any political position you don't agree with. No. Trump is real fascism. The Trump administration, it is. At least Trump didn't get rich from working for the people, government employee, and he's your guy. All right. Biden did not produce the best economy in 15 years or in 50 years. Did y'all forget about Clinton? Balanced budget, paying down debt. Everyone had money and shit was affordable. All right. What do you know about the Biden economy? Just out of curiosity. I honestly don't know if it was in 50 years, but he definitely fixed Trump's economy. Key economic metrics. Well, first of all, whether President Biden had the best economy in 50 years depends on which specific metrics are used, as different indicators show varying performance. The administration achieved several records, but also faced challenges, primarily concerning inflation, which, of course, was caused by COVID. The U.S. Economy under Biden saw strong performance in several areas, particularly concerning the post-pandemic recovery. Job creation, a record 16.6 million jobs were created during his term. The U.S. economy recovered jobs faster than other G7 countries. Unemployment rate, the average unemployment rate during his administration was the lowest of any in more than 50 years, remaining below 4% for historic 30 months.
To accept, press 1.
What's up?
Is this the guy from the show?
Yeah, it's me. Chris.
How you doing, sir?
Not bad. How are you?
Good. Hey, I just wanted to debate you on a few things. I'm not trying to be argumentative or get you on a here we go, we got him type thing.
Okay.
I just like to ask you a couple questions, see if you can answer some things for me and if I can answer some things for you.
Okay.
How's that work for you?
Fine. Go ahead.
All right. You said that Biden, I caught on one of the part of it. I had to cut through it and try and find it again, but you said that Biden had the best presidency for creating jobs because he created what? You said 16 million or 12 million?
16.6 million in one term.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Do you know what caused all those jobs not to be created?
Yeah, you could say COVID, but
You could say, or do you think that would be the reason why those jobs?
Don't talk to me like I'm stupid. First of all,
the loss of jobs.
If you look, because if you look,
COVID,
because listen, I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody else. As soon as you talk over me, if you keep doing it, I'm going to hang up on you because I really don't care about debating it. So listen,
I'll let you answer.
Okay, so when you look up his job creation, you'll see that the majority of those jobs were not rebound jobs from COVID. And by the way, let's remember that when Donald Trump left office, first of all, in April of 2020, he had a 14% unemployment rate. And when he left office, he had a 6.6% unemployment rate. And he lost with 2.5, or he left with 2.5 million jobs less than he came in with.
Okay. Do you think jobs were fulfilled by all the people that came in across our U.S. border illegally?
No, that wouldn't even be.
Still left American.
That wouldn't be
I
reported.
don't want to cut you off.
No, it just wouldn't be reported.
It wouldn't be. So jobs being fulfilled and spaces being fulfilled is not going to be reported.
Yeah,
That's
because
how you show job growth.
Because illegal immigrants that don't usually get payroll jobs, they work under. And these numbers are sometimes, especially jobs numbers, are reported by, I can't forget the name of the company, but the payroll company that provides payroll service.
ADP?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it's something like that. I think you're right on the money on that, about the ADP or something like APT or whatever they call it.
Yeah, one of those, yeah.
It's a major payroll stupid thing.
Yep.
So I agree with you on that. That's one way of tracking it. But even with my company, like, when I had to take some time off because I was affected by COVID as well with my business, and I had to shut my business down, which was unfortunate. But I didn't see how my business, when there's like 80 different the same kind of companies that are in my field, it's just like plumbing or something. You know, tons of plumbing companies went out of business, but the strong ones were able to like knuckle through the hard times of those problems. You know, like most of us Americans, we live paycheck to paycheck. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, so I would agree with that too.
Yeah.
So a lot of these companies are just like how we are as, you know, normal citizens. Our companies sometimes live from 1 month to the next month, things like that. Like I would have to save all my money during the summer, even though I do really well in the summer, but I know my winter is going to be really horrible to me and I'm not going to make as much money. So I have to take certain percentages of my summer to cover me in my winter.
I gotcha.
And there's a lot of businesses that did not come back from that. And I mean, to be honest with you, I hate Republicans and I hate Democrats.
That's
I am
good.
an independent. I hate both sides equally. I think they're both crooks that will take advantage of the American people in any way possible. That's why I think everybody should learn the Constitution, because the Constitution is the only thing that we have to protect us against the government. Protection against them.
Sorry, I don't want to speak over you either. Do you think that Trump respects the Constitution?
Not when he says that he wants to give police officers more immunity. I do not agree with that.
Well, what about like he takes press passes away?
Qualified immunity.
Hold on. Yeah, qualified immunity is bullshit. But he takes press passes away from
1,000%.
Yeah, he takes press passes away from people who reporters that ask him tough questions. He definitely
be able to do that.
No, he got Stephen Colbert taken off the air. He got Jimmy Kimmel suspended. He uses the National Guard on peaceful protests. He threatens to pull broadcast licenses of any networks that speak negatively about him. So and not to mention,
I agree.
That's the First Amendment.
He does that.
Yeah, and then the 25th. Well, I'm sorry, the 22nd Amendment. He wants to violate that because he wants to run for a third term, and then the 12th Amendment.
Oh, that's just so you can pull at people, like to get people more angry and focused on something else.
It could be.
I don't think anybody should actually pay attention to that nonsense. It's just a way to distract half the people to scream about it on the weekend.
It could be, but considering what Trump has done in the past, I mean, it's very believable. Very believable.
I mean, come on. His first term, he didn't really pull anything crazy. I mean, he did do something cool. He funded all the HBCs. So they don't have to keep coming back and begging for money every single year. Okay. And I think that's a very positive thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. Each president that we've had through the generations, because I don't know how old you are, but I'm 50.
Uh-huh.
Like the first time I ever got a vote, I voted for Bill Clinton. And I was excited. And you know what made me excited? I don't know how old you are, like I said. But the reason why I got excited because I was like, here's the first guy that actually will go on TV on our City Hall show and play the saxophone. Maybe another boring-ass president that would do something like that.
Yeah, I feel you.
And so I was like, fuck yeah, that's our guy. And then when I already got a blowjob, I'm like, me and half my friends were like, fuck, dude, if I was president, I'd be getting blowjobs in the Oval Office soon.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't see, and I was a big pusher of Bill Clinton. I loved Bill Clinton, and especially when he did, I don't know what year it was, but I remember when he went on TV after the whole Monica Lewinsky bull crap, which, you know, parted some of the people to part against him and things like that. I don't really care. But when he went in front of the whole committee and the United States of America, when he did his address about his presidency, he was the first person to say, hey, I got the budget to zero. We're at zero right now. We don't owe anybody anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, see, that's what happens when you have a guy that's young enough to know what's going on with the country and push it into the correct direction.
Yeah.
And I loved Bill Clinton for that.
No, I hear you.
You know, it's only the shady shit that you find out later that kind of starts quirking how you feel about a person. Now, to be honest with you, I hated Donald Trump before he became a politician.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, I wanted somebody not to be a part. That same reaction that I had about Bill Clinton being this guy that I really want to go for. And I think this is where a lot of people, you know, feel the same way I do. We want something different. We wanted to change from the normal government hiding stuff from us and putting a perfect person that they can say, here's a perfect guy to talk to you and stuff like that. I was like, I'm sick of these politicians. I want somebody different. I wanted somebody that's a businessman. Didn't mean it was going to be Donald Trump. I mean, if you would have taken Donald Trump out and put Jeff Bezos in, I would have voted for Jeff Bezos.
It's funny, man, because every time I hear that, to me, it's like saying, well, I have to have brain surgery next week. I just don't want a brain surgeon doing it. Like, for example, the reason... No, hold on. You got to give me a few minutes because I want to touch on a few things.
Saying.
Yeah. Donald Trump knows nothing because he was not a politician. He literally, he was asked in the Oval Office, what does the Declaration of Independence mean to you? He had no idea. His advisors have reported that they try to explain the Constitution to him and he falls asleep. But let me go back for a second. So the HBCU thing, all right? So he made funding permanent for HBCUs. He's giving $250 million a year. Joe Biden gave $17 billion, and Barack Obama gave $4 billion.
Okay.
All right, and you said there's nothing crazy he did in his first term. He literally caused a riot at the Capitol, set up fake slates of electors, threatened his vice president into not certifying the fucking vote, or at least he attempted to, and then went on to file lawsuits and call secretaries of state and ask them to create votes for him. He literally tried to steal a free and fair election. So why would you not believe, why would you not believe that he would run for a third term if he could?
Because we have it in our Constitution where you can't. It's not going to be able to happen.
I hope not.
It's just a way to, like, dig at people. Now, if he runs for a third term, I will be against it, and I'll vote against him 100%.
That's good to
I will never vote for him if he runs for a third term. That to me does not believe in my America. And the one thing that I'm really hopeful for is to him to correct. You might find this offensive, and I don't really care. My family's been here a lot longer than most of your guys' audience family listening on the phone right now, or listening on YouTube.
Okay.
But my family goes back all the way to the 1100s.
Okay.
I'm part of the Cherokee Nation. Do you agree that my people were here before anybody else?
Without a doubt. The problem is MAGA doesn't agree with you. But I do.
I don't care if MAGA agrees with me.
Well, I'm just saying. But I got you.
But can I ask you a question? So do you know how they talk about, like, if there's two illegals come to our country and they have a child, that child's to be made a citizen, correct?
If what? If two illegals have a child? On American...
Say, like, tomorrow.
On American soil, yes.
Come to our country.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah. On American soil, yes.
So, and the child born on American soil, do you think that child's an American citizen?
Yes.
Okay. Can I please debate you on that problem with that logic?
Sure. I don't really have a strong stance on it, but go ahead.
Okay. I'll give you, I don't know if we need to argue about it, but I just want to give you a little bit of idea how that's offensive to me and my people.
Okay.
Now, you can Google this if you want to. You're in front of a computer. Trust me, I can't do it on my phone. but you can look it up on the internet if you want to take time while we're talking.
All right.
And look up what year were Native Americans allowed to become American citizens.
Oh, I'm sure it was much, much later.
Do you know what? Do you want me to give you the answer, or do you want?
No, go ahead. I'll take your word for it.
Okay, 1941.
Wow.
So 1941, we were allowed to become American citizens.
Mm-hmm.
And they considered us, before that, a sovereign nations and things like that. Now, in 1941, we all didn't live on reservations. We lived throughout the United States.
Yeah.
You know, the Cherokee Nation, there's a lot of us in California, Arizona, New Mexico. We're scattered everywhere. But our home of our tribe is in Oklahoma.
Okay.
So, do you think me being born, I was born in 75, I'm an American citizen, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So my grandparents, before them, my parents, let's count out my parents and go to my grandparents. So that brings me back another 60 years. So let's say around the 1920s.
Okay.
You know, my grandparents weren't considered American. Well, my grandmother was not considered an American citizen, even though we still had that constitutional right of what they gave the black people to become free Americans.
Yeah.
Especially when they were connected to this country and then had to enter to this country.
All right. Well, because people are getting bored at shit. Let me just ask you. So your argument is that it's not fair.
No, I say those people are not considered to be American citizens, and they should all leave the country.
But it's in the Constitution.
Because my people were not made citizens before 1941, and we sure the hell were born here.
That's why I'm
for
saying.
generations.
That's why I'm saying your argument is that it's not fair because it's in the Constitution. I mean, it's just the way it is.
No, what is fair is they shouldn't be allowed it because they blur the lines of what it means.
They did. Hold on. Let me ask you something.
In 1941.
When you say they, how did they do anything? They can only do what they're allowed to do. So the Constitution made it that way. They didn't make it that way. What?
They would be Democrats and some Republicans. Those are who the they I am talking about. They blur the lines to where people think, well, they're born here, then they're American citizens.
Brother, it's in the Constitution. It's not the Democrats. It's in the Constitution.
Okay. Then why weren't my people, then why weren't all of us Indians made citizens before 1941, if that's true?
Because it's two different things, I suppose.
No, it's not.
No, you guys.
Was our family born here in this country? Yes. Yeah.
But you're talking about a situation.
The same exact way that a legal comes over and has a child.
Let me ask you something. If two Native Americans would have had a child, would he be an American citizen, the baby? He, she, whatever.
What year?
You
want to say 1940?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
They would not have.
They would not have.
No, because that's why they made us citizens in 1941.
Mm-hmm. But the argument is that non-citizens can have a baby and the baby becomes an American citizen. So you're telling me when Native Americans had a baby before 1941, the baby wasn't an American citizen?
Why do you think we had to sign an agreement to become citizens in 1941 if it wasn't true?
I don't know, man.
Do you see my point? We had to make it a thing to make us citizens.
Yeah, I know, but I still disagree with you. I mean, I know it might not make sense, but I mean, the Constitution.
And that's what Trump is trying to get rid of, is those people that are just coming in and taking over areas by saying, "Oh, my kids live here now. We need to take care of them, even though we're not liable to the land."
Didn't in the beginning of this call, didn't you say you respect the Constitution? Or was I imagining it? Okay.
I very much respect it. That's why I'm trying to explain the way that amendment is written. It does not follow what they make a constitutional amendment look like today. They blur the lines of what it means. And so that's why I'm trying to give you an exact point of if it was true the way they describe it, then we would have never had to fight to become American citizens in 1941.
Can I read you something real quick?
It's been happening since the 1800s.
Find something real quick because somebody said something in the chat,
Okay.
but I got to check it before I say it.
Okay.
Hold on, because you never know with people.
I appreciate you taking the time to debate me. I appreciate that.
Oh, no doubt, bro. I like when we could speak without arguing.
Yeah, I like what you have to say, because I'm not going to learn anything new unless I have somebody else to talk to. Otherwise, you're just talking in your head.
Exactly. That's why I like doing these shows, because even I learn shit while I'm doing it.
And I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not trying to get you in a gotcha moment, but this is what a lot of people do not realize or understand. And my tribe, we make that argument in our tribe. If you notice, our Indian tribes, we don't really speak out against anything the country does.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing we've actually thought about is our land being upheaved to run pipes through our land.
Okay.
Which this has been happening since the 1940s through the pipeline systems of all these oil companies. And some of the tribes make good money off them laying pipes into our land, and they pay us.
Yeah.
My tribe doesn't get it. One thing my tribe's famous for is doing the Trail of Tears.
Yeah. Well, listen, I looked this up. I researched it while I was on the phone with you, and it says Native Americans became U.S. citizens on June 2nd, 1924, when President Calvin Coolidge signed the Indian Citizenship Act. This act, also known as the Snyder Act, granted citizenship to all non-citizen Native Americans born within the territorial limits of the United States.
Yes.
1924. 1924. Yeah.
So before 1924, were we still considered Americans, even though we're born on?
Most of you are non-citizens.
So if you think about it, how can we be non-citizens if we've been here before everybody?
I'll tell you.
We have children here on the land, just like how you have illegal immigrants come across the border and have a child the next day.
Yeah. But like I said, first of all,
that's my gripe.
Well, that's the thing. It's your gripe, but it's in the Constitution. Basically, that's why I say that Trump is fighting for what?
Well, for that, he's fighting for that, to make sure that we don't just make our country invaluable.
To take away birthright citizenship.
Yeah, I don't believe in birthright citizenship through, just having some. I think if you're an American citizen and you marry an American citizen and you have a child, this is your country.
Yeah.
And we had people that roamed the land, which would be our people, my people, and a lot of people that have Indian heritage in them. Then we had people that came in and were discoverers. Then we had people that settled. And then we had people that immigrated. Because you can't have anybody immigrate until you have something settled.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, I just so we don't go on too long about this, I gotta say, again, the reason I said your argument is that it's not fair is it's in the Constitution. So it's nothing I can out debate you on or anything. It's just in the Constitution that illegals can come here, have a baby, and that baby's a natural born citizen. So your gripe is with the Constitution. It's not with Mexicans or me or.
It doesn't explain it that way is my argument. That's my argument. If it was true in that, because that article has not changed. It hasn't been amended by anything.
Okay.
So it's where I'm saying is over time they have blurred the lines. It's like, I don't know if you're a religious person. I do not want to knock your religion.
No, I'm not.
But it's just like how people read the Bible for the last 60 years and they come up with all these different interpretations of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody can relate it to some story about Indy Lou, fell down her steps on the icy thing. Let me explain to you. Go to whatever passage, and we're going to read about this. He talked about this. Falling in your life and picking yourself up. It's like, come on, dude. Like every story you're trying to relate to something in the story. But that's what I mean is so many stories have been told and people have been don't take the time to look at exactly what it means.
Well, can I read it to you? Can I read it to you?
They can actually say the 5 articles of the First Amendment.
Well, can I read it to you? It says this is exactly how Section 1 of the Fourth Amendment states it. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside.
Yes, and you're right. I love that you read that. Did you see the part where it says the jurisdiction of?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that means, jurisdiction of?
The jurisdiction thereof, meaning you're under the jurisdiction of whatever state. Like it says the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. So the jurisdiction of the United States.
Actually, brother.
Huh?
No, it means the actual state is what your jurisdiction is. Like if you live in Arizona or Alabama, you're of that jurisdiction of that state. Because remember, the country is built of independent states, or in a turn is like 50 little countries.
Can I just give me a second? All persons born naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. So when it first talks about jurisdiction, they're talking about the jurisdiction of the United States.
Yes, and what does jurisdiction mean to you?
Jurisdiction is like an area some law applies or something like that, or it's an area that's covered by a certain, whether it's the government or a state government or within a certain set of borders.
You're close. I would agree with you. You're close on that. But if I can square it up for you, make it a little bit quicker. What state are you in?
Pennsylvania.
Huh?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Beautiful area. I love Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania is your jurisdiction. You pay your taxes to that state. You be able to go to meetings and voice your things against the government of that state, as well as the rest of the United States.
As well as the United States, exactly.
But your jurisdiction is Pennsylvania. Okay? So that means if you and are you married?
Yeah, but listen, when it says jurisdiction of the United States, it means the jurisdiction of the United States and the jurisdiction of the state you live in.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah.
Now, if a person comes from Mexico, are they a jurisdiction of the United States or even a state of our country? No. They're not legally jurisdiction to anything. That's what it means in the Constitution when it says by jurisdiction. So if they don't have jurisdiction, they have a jurisdiction in another country, but they don't have it in ours. That's why it says in the state, the United States and the state. Mexico is not part of the United States, and it's not a state of the United States. Mexico is its own sovereign land. So the people that are born there, they're the jurisdiction of their country, or Japan, or China, or Germany. They're the jurisdiction of those people of that land. That means we don't have no say on what they do or anything because they're not part of our country.
Yeah.
So like what you said about what you read, that two people that are jurisdiction, you can even just have one person that is a state, and you can marry an illegal or a person that's an immigrant that is like never put in the first like baby on this like planet or whatever. They have it in this country. Well, they are jurisdiction because you are the American citizen that is jurisdiction there, but the other parent might be from, let's say, Poland. So they're jurisdiction of Poland, but that child would have a dual citizenship of Poland and the United States.
Yeah. Well, listen, I don't want to lose my whole audience. People are getting
jurisdiction. They should not be allowed to have a child in our country.
All right.
And that's how it was for our native people.
Yeah.
They didn't consider either one of us to be American citizens, so our children were not made jurisdiction, and which means they weren't born as American citizens until, like what you just corrected me on, the 1924 thing by Coolidge, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you see where I'm saying where people have blurred the lines of understanding what that amendment means, to where they think you just have a child in this country and you become automatic citizen?
All right, listen, yeah, you're right, but listen, I got to get going because everybody's getting pissed off at me.
Thank you so much for taking the time to debate me.
No
I'm
problem.
definitely going to subscribe to your show,
All right.
and hopefully we can do this again someday.
All right. Thank you, brother.
All right, you have a wonderful night, and thank you for your time.
You too. Thanks, man. Peace.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, it's the jurisdiction of the United States and then the jurisdiction of the state that you're in, but there was no changing his mind. Now I want to read this. Where is this? Democrats are so worried about letting people have drag queen story time in their school for children, they forgot how to actually care about real issues. O'Shea, do you know that right now that the president's biggest fucking priority is his ballroom? Like, are you for real? Nobody, I repeat, nobody is pushing. I'm not saying they don't have it, but there's no politician running on that issue or even making an issue out of that issue. None. I know you listen to Fox and Fox tells you these things. It's not true. I'm telling you, I listen to Democrats 24 hours a day. I have yet to hear one say, but what we really need to work on is these drag queens being able to tell stories and in schools and shit. It's not a thing. It's not a real issue, bro. Now, why do you guys support drag queen story time for children and the trending of America's children? You make a miracle look horrible. First of all, I don't see any reason drag queens need to read to children. I don't like it personally, but I'm not worried about it. I'm not, if I had a child, I probably wouldn't like. Luckily, my daughter's all grown up and all that horse shit. But when she was in school, they did have something like that. And me and her mother went with her. It was in the gymnasium, and they had some drag queen telling stories. And it was simply a person dressed in drag reading regular books to children. It did no harm. My daughter never said, well, what is up with that person? She didn't even notice there was anything different about the person. Okay, so again, O'Shea, this is your anger, your bitterness, and your hatred for these people shining through. And you've decided to become a one-issue voter. Even though, let me tell you something, bro, and I promise you this. When Donald Trump leaves office, there will still be drag queen story hour in schools. I assure you. Yeah, I know. It was tough. I don't think we agree on anything but that. So is Cherokee Nation there? I don't even want to get into. I don't know. I'm certainly not an expert on any of this shit, but I do know how to interpret that part, at least. The amendment is very simple to understand. Anyway, them saying men can get pregnant. Who? Can you name me the Democrat that said that? Because again, this is just stuff you're being told. You cannot name one Democrat politician who has said that. Not one. Now, I read something here that I wanted to get to, and I don't know if I'll find it. Oh, from an outsider, there's O'Shea again. Brilliant. From an outsider looking in at politics, the Democrats are worse than the Republicans, but the Republicans, many of them are horrible too. Simple question, respectable question, or respectful, I should say. How? Tell me how the Democrats look worse than the Republicans. Tell me how that's even humanly possible at this point in time. You know the thing, yeah. They should mind their own business. They're making a fun show up to read a children's book to children as women. The children see them as women. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a liberal, so I know you guys think I'm for all that shit. I'm not. But at the same time, it doesn't bother me, especially since I went with my daughter and I saw it. It was nothing bad. I just don't see the need for it. But there's not a need for a lot of shit that takes place. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But these are not real issues. It's just like the men and women sports thing. It's not a real issue. It's just something they use to scare you into voting for them. Your guy, Biden and Kamala. Your guy, Biden and Kamala. What is that in response to exactly? They said that. Oh, I'll tell you what. Is that supposed to be Tech 9? Go get me the clip. Find the video where they said it. And I'll play it right now for everyone to see. And I will agree with you that those two motherfuckers are batshit crazy. The only problem, Tech 9, is that They've never said such a thing. You've been told by social media memes and posts and your idiot retarded friends and assholes like Trump and Fox News that you've been told that, but it's not true. I listened to a lot of what they've said. Now, if you can go get me the video of Biden and Kamala saying that a man can get pregnant, I will quit YouTube. Sleepy Joe, I can drive an 18-wheeler. Hi. Donald Trump, I'm going to bring your prescription drug costs down 1,500%. And my uncle taught the Unabomber in MIT, even though the Unabomber never went to MIT. And Joe Biden put 274 FBI agents in the crowd on January 6th, even though Joe Biden wasn't the president. Which are these lies? Oh, and by the way, Trump, they stole the election when they didn't. So which do you think are more dangerous? An old man for some odd reason lying about driving an 18-wheeler or all that other stuff I mentioned? Dems don't say men can get pregnant. Not even trans people believe they can get pregnant. Trans people don't even think they could change their sex. Josie, I know that these people, they believe all this horseshit. It's just like the Fox News tells them liberals are going insane. It's like the Sydney Sweeney thing. I mentioned it on my show earlier. They told you liberals their hair was on fire about Sydney Sweeney. I was like, that bitch is bad, meaning hot, the way I speak. Okay. Thank God they put her in a commercial. I get to look at her. You know what I mean? She's fucking smoking. And every liberal podcast host I listen to, and that's all I listen to is independent journalists that are, podcast hosts. Not one of them. They were actually laughing at the idea that Fox News was telling you it bothered us. This is not real shit. No politician said a man can get pregnant. Trans people don't even believe that. This is just something they tell you because they're so insane. That party has lost their shit and became such a ridiculous party of one that they want to convince you that we're the crazy ones. Bro, I don't think they're afraid. I think they are men in dresses, but they're closeted, so they overcompensate by being against it. In 1680, every dude was in drag. Good point. Would you let a drag queen babysit your kid? I personally wouldn't, but I also wouldn't let anyone babysit my kid except for family. Never, especially in this day and age. But no, the answer is no. She's finally got a head on her shoulders, and now Trump's attacking her, Drag queen story out here isn't nearly as bad as a man in a dress telling kids his imaginary friend wants to cut their foreskin off, then wants to the dress man to sleep with them. Are you saying this is something that's happened? Oh, wait, where's the guy with the clip of Obama and Biden and Kamala saying that? What happened, man? Where'd you go, bro? Oh, there he is. There's no people making bullshit about Sleepy or Kamala. It's literally y'all being the hateful ones. LMAO. Well said. No people making bullshit about Sleepy or Kamala. It's literally you guys come in here every night and flood the chat with bullshit about Biden and Kamala. And Sleepy now, by the way, that's Trump. That's Dozy Don. He keeps falling asleep on camera. We're not hateful. See, you guys make no sense because you say we want DEI, we want drag queens to be seen as normal people, trans people to be seen as normal people. We do things that help minorities. When I say we, I just mean Democrats that help minorities, that help people that are seen in a. How do I put this? When there's some sort of stigma about a group of people or something, when people like you are terrified of them, it's people like Democrats who defend all these minorities and stuff, but we're the party of hateful ones. And I don't know what you mean by there's no people making bullshit about Sleeper. Again, every day this chat is filled with people lying about. Every time they say Kamala can't put two words together, they're lying. And there's been many fake videos made. There's a video of Joe Biden where Fox News played this over and over, where Joe Biden gets out of his car and all you see is a little space in front of him. And he's like, And they showed that to you and they said, look at him. He's out of his mind. He's staring at nothing. Meanwhile, when you see the full video that they edited, he was watching skydivers land. So, yeah, they make up bullshit constantly. She's bad. I fully agree with you on not letting anyone watch your children except family or close friends. No. My daughter was little. 2 people babysitted her. My mother and my daughter's, grandmother on her mom's side. That's it. If my cow jumped a fence and had a calf in your yard, is that your calf? Again, I guess you're trying to make the same argument. Marty, you got to understand. It's like I was explaining to the other guy. I know he's angry. He sounds very bitter. He sounds like a good dude, though. But this is not my opinion or the opinion of the Democrats that if 2 illegals have a baby in the U.S., that baby is a citizen. This is literally in the Constitution. And that's another reason why I say you guys don't give a shit about the Constitution. All you care about is the Second Amendment, unless Trump infringes on your Second Amendment rights, then you don't care about that at all. Okay, but you don't care about the 1st, you don't care about the 5th, you don't care about the 22nd, the 12th, the 14th. You don't give a shit. You don't care. You can't even name amendments other than the fucking First Amendment or the Second Amendment, maybe the first. He wandered off lost and had to be brought back by his handlers. Who are you talking about? Biden? All right, hang on. Oh, I tried to find this one the other day. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Let me see. Well, there's one where he comes off of Air Force One. I've seen it a million times. And there you go. Let me see. When is this from? Yeah. This is probably it. Watch this. So you guys, what's funny is like, I know about all this shit you bring up about Democrats and shit, but you guys, all this stuff is kept from you on right-wing media. You don't see that there's several occasions, shit, just in the past couple of weeks where Donald Trump has lost his way and people are leading him around. He's been falling asleep all over the place. And this shit is from 8 fucking years ago. And I hope this is the video I think it is. Watch. Now, if this is the video I think it is, the Beast, his giant bulletproof, bomb-proof limousine that nobody could miss if it was right in front of them, is right in front of him, and watch what he does. There it is. Oh, looks like Donnie didn't see it. Don't worry, they'll turn him around. That was 8 years ago. He's way more demented now. Yeah. I know you guys think you're being slick. And don't no excuses. Look, it's his car he was aiming for. Because he's getting in it. So you guys, you don't realize all this shit is out there. So you make the mistake of bringing up Joe Biden getting lost on stage. Meanwhile, there's probably 24 videos of Donald Trump in foreign countries with the bulletproof glass and everything. And he's lost on stage and somebody has to come up and get him. He doesn't know how to get off the stage. Women cannot become, do you agree women cannot become a woman? Do you know children cannot consent to puberty blockers? Wait a minute. Let me read this again. Why do you always pop up my feed when something stupid pops out of your mouth? It's Sleepy Joe. So do you agree women? Yeah. That's why I'm showing Donald Trump's in just as bad a shape as worse, Dopey. Do you agree women cannot become a women Did you know children cannot consent to puberty blockers? Your statement is all over the place. I mean, I think what you're saying in the beginning is just retarded, and the second thing is wrong. I don't know what women cannot become a woman means, but children, when you say they cannot consent to puberty blockers, what does that mean, James? Just out of curiosity, what does that mean? Because I know you guys have this belief that children can get puberty blockers without parents' consent. Maybe that's what you mean. And that's completely untrue in all 50 states in America. Yeah, they don't care. Oh, shit, it's late as fuck. The same non-issues the Republicans scare people with are the same issues Democrats use to get votes. Sex changes for prisoners, trans rights, more trans athletes. Well, I've never heard anybody. Brian Stevenson, you're lying, or you're just being, you're just fucking with me. Never has any Democratic politician say we need more trans athletes. Never. They just don't speak out against it. So that's not true. And Ryan, listen, it's all good. You're a good dude and all that, but you can't make the comparison. You cannot. You cannot. When Donald Trump stands on a stage, 75, 80 times over a period of 6 months, or double that in a year, and tells people all this bullshit about, he makes up fake numbers about how many illegals are coming in. He tells you the Muslims are coming to get you. Everything he says is it's all doom and gloom. It's all he does is talk bad about the country and tell you how, if you don't vote for him, the whole country is going to fall apart. We live in a third world country. The infrastructure in this place is horrible. The airports are horrible. The Democrats are trying to take away your rights. The trans people are going to fuck your kids in the ass. Whatever it is, he just lies through his teeth. And that's what the right does. If you look into why Reagan got rid of the fairness doctrine, that's exactly why. So there could be right-wing media that lies through their teeth about Democrats and doesn't have to give them equal time to defend themselves. So it's in the Republican playbook. The bottom line is Democrats talk about policies and Republicans fearmonger. And I can prove it because I can ask you to name for me the policies you heard Trump run on during his campaign, and I'll name for you the ones I heard Kamala ran on, and let's run on, and let's see what the result is. He's a better public speaker than you, obviously has his wits about him. Trump is? No, he's not. No, he's not. Guys, I'll play a couple of videos just based on what that dude said, and then I'm going to get going because it's late. I want to go to bed, and there's really no people here anyway. But stick around for the next few minutes. We're gonna see about what this dude just said. All right, here we go.
I think you should take a cognitive test like I did. I took a cognitive test, and I aced it. Dr. Ronnie Johnson. Does everyone know Ronnie Johnson, congressman from Texas? He was the White House doctor. How good did Elise Stepanek do? We've endorsed Dr. Oz. We've endorsed JP, right? J.D. Mandel, and he's doing great. Jimmy Connors is good. He's also happy.
Mike Bolton, John Bolton is here.
Mike Bolton, as you know, is in Russia.
And there was progress today. I look forward to solving it.
Thank you, Steve. It was Trump's fault. It's always Trump's fault. Can it ever be like Rick Gates' fault? I mean, it's always Trump's fault, Rick. By the way, they never report the crowd on January 6th. Nikki Haley. Did you know they destroyed all of the information, all of the evidence, everything, deleted and destroyed all of it, because of lots of things. Like Nikki Haley is in charge of security. We offered her 10,000 people. We have some of our great business leaders.
I'm just going to play that much of that one. It's 3.5 minutes long. I don't want to play it all. Guys, listen to me. I need 6 subscribers to hit my goal for the night. Can all of you that at least are on my side, please hit subscribe right now. And then we'll go to this video where Donald Trump has asked the same question twice in a row. and he hears something completely different and veers off into 45 different topics. Then I'll play another one about how well Trump speaks.
Okay, please, in the back.
Dana Marie McNichol, Fox News Channel. Mr. President, is there an expected time frame that detainees will spend here, days, weeks, months? And does that have anything to do with the immigration judges you just spoke about being trained and staffed here?
When you say, what was the first part of your question?
Is there a specific time frame you expect the detainees to spend here, days, weeks, months?
In Florida?
Yes, here at Alligator Alcatraz.
I'm going to spend a lot. Look, this is my home state. I love it. I love your government. I love all the people around. These are all friends of mine. They know them very well. I mean, I'm not surprised that they do so well. They're great people. Ron has been a friend of mine for a long time. I feel very comfortable in the state. I'll spend a lot of time here. I want to, for 4 years, I've got to be in Washington, and I'm okay with it because I love the White House. I even fix up the little Oval Office. I make it, it's like a diamond. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It wasn't maintained properly, I will tell you that. But even when it wasn't, it was still the Oval Office, so it meant a lot. But I'll spend as much time as I can here. My vacation is generally here because it's convenient. I live in Palm Beach. It's my home. And I have a very nice little place, nice little cottage to stay at, right? But we have a lot of fun, and I'm a big contributor to Florida, pay a lot of tax. And a lot of people move from New York, and I don't know what New York is going to do. A lot of people moved to Florida from New York, and it was for a lot of reasons, but one of them was taxes. The taxes are so high in New York, they're leaving. I don't know what New York's going to do about that, because some of the biggest, wealthiest people and some of the people that pay the most taxes of any people anywhere in the world, for that matter, they're moving to Florida and other places. So we're going to have to help some of these states out, I think. But thank you very much. I'll be here as much as I can.
Hit like and subscribe. I only need 5 more now. I don't know. It's free, guys. Hit like and subscribe. I'm out for the night. Check out this video, and then I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
And my stupid people, when I wanted to refute it, they said, "Sir, don't dignify it with a rebuttal."
Have you been noticing peculiar behavior recently in someone you know?
Carried out by rape.
Someone who mixes fiction and reality?
The late, great Hannibal Lecter. He's a wonderful man.
Perhaps someone of advanced age you have known for years.
Did you just see Maduro? Venezuela, it's unbelievable. Venezuela.
Of course, we all have our goofs. But consistently odd behavior can be a sign of frontotemporal dementia, a degenerative disease of the frontal and temporal lobes of the brain that dramatically impairs cognitive function. And there are some key signs to look out for, like slurring words.
The failing New York Times by anonymous, really anonymous.
Struggling to find the correct words is another sign.
The Mueller report, I wish, covered the oranges of the investigation.
You may also notice someone veering into incoherent ideas, detached from reality.
You know what I'd do if there was a shark or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time. I'm not getting near the shark.
Or an inability to complete simple sentences.
Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat.
Other notable symptoms include impaired motor function, such as a wavering limb, and decreased balance, often accompanied by a signature lean or arched stance. If someone you know is demonstrating several or all of these symptoms, they are seriously unwell. As a matter of safety, they must be relieved of critical responsibilities and disqualified from any position of authority. Remember, frontotemporal dementia is a degenerative disease. Cognitive function will never return and will only deteriorate further. Don't ignore the signs.